Peace, world. Thanks for pressing play another Pay Me No Mind sports and entertainment video. Feel free to subscribe to the channel or not. All input, feedback, engagement would be appreciated. So I'm definitely looking forward to hearing your opinion on any of the subjects that I discuss on here. I had to get back. I missed a day. Just looking at the NBA playoffs play out. You know, I didn't get to touch on the fact that I was really tapping into the NBA because of the group of teams that we have left, the 8 that we have left. We got a different brand of basketball in a way. And it seems like we have more team-based play versus, kind of the system that LeBron runs or LeBron ball or whatever. We just got this new cast of characters and whatnot to check out, and these new systems, new offenses to watch. Some young guys with Trae Young getting in here, Chris Paul leading some youngsters out in Phoenix and whatnot. It's a lot of interesting storylines going on. Speaking of storylines, one of those is it really bothered me to hear. I want to say it was Wednesday. It was either Wednesday or Thursday before the Nets and Bucks game 3, which the Bucks won 86-83. But on First Take, Stephen A. and Max Kellerman, Kendrick Perkins, especially hearing Kendrick Perkins talk about and be critical of some of these guys and the production. This is Perkins. I salute the brother for making his way into this space. His becoming an analyst and his a commentator and whatnot. But for a guy who really doesn't have the numbers in key situations, as Kevin Durant let us know a couple of months ago, it really hurts his argument on some of the brash statements when he tries to call guys out. But they really went to town on Giannis Antetokounmpo, and maybe rightfully so, from the second game and then being down 0-2. And Stephen A. is like, the money that you get paid, the MVPs that you've won, or the one or whatever it is, defensive player of the year, like all of this stuff is happening on your watch. I mean, they really went to town on Giannis, and it bothers me because I think with Giannis electing to stay in Milwaukee in a smaller market team and where he started, this is the reward for that. Like, as soon as the press and the media, as soon as they determine that it's time to pile it on you, then you have these guys where you're hearing your name, sullied, your reputation is being tarnished, all of your hard work is being thrown out the window because you can't win in the biggest of moments. And it's not easy. D. Lillard is there now. Dame Lillard is there. But, Giannis is a very interesting situation because of his teammates. He's in that small market in Milwaukee, so in the Rust Belt, flyover state, whatever you want to call it, that he's not going to be able to get big time free agents to come there and join him, much like LeBron the first go around in Cleveland. And there's other reasons for that, but so anyway, I just wanted to get to where I was with Giannis. Again, I salute the cat for sticking it out, because there's nothing worse than these small market teams when they can't hold on to an elite player simply because they can't deliver that player a championship. It's still something for that NBA, that small market fan base, to have a great player to watch night in and night out. It's great for their team to be in contention. it's great for the season to matter, game 16, game 25, game 38, game 44, so on and so forth. So it just is what it is, and Giannis, like I said, trying to do things the right way, trying to be loyal to the process for that particular franchise, and and then you run into a super team who's went out here and accumulate or picked up all of this. Everybody on the team was somebody major at one point in time. Blake Griffin, obviously Harden, who's out, Irving, and that's what you're facing. They're built to do what they did in the first two games. But shout out to them for bouncing back in this third game, holding them to 83 points, winning 86-83, and getting, defending the home court and making this series somewhat easy. Now, Giannis moving forward. He scored 33. I'm wondering a couple things. Should Giannis, if he's going to continue to shoot three-pointers, should he step back a little? For me, it looks like he has a hard shot. Now, if it's not straight down the middle, if it's off to the left or off to the right, it's not going in. But he just seems to shoot a really hard shot. So I'm wondering if maybe him not trying to be concerned with getting right up to the three-point line, maybe leaving 6 inches in there, 9 inches, being a little bit deeper, maybe that would help his shot out a little bit. I see him hitting a lot off the back rim. I don't know. I think the one thing is where Giannis is kind of falling into one of my pet peeves is against these great shooting teams and these great shooting players and very skillful shot makers, shot takers, and shot makers, he's just going to fall behind going on these stretches of 0-5, 0-6 from the field. He went 1 of 8 from behind the arc in game 3, 4 of 9 from the free throw line. I believe he was 0 of 5 in the first half and whatnot. So he's in a unique situation because when the game matters the most, he almost has to defer to all of his role players. We know right now DiVincenzo is out. PJ Tucker didn't score in game 3. He was 0 for 4 from the field, 0 for 3 behind the arc. Jrue Holiday only had 9 points. Not a good shooting night from him, 1 of 4 from behind the arc. Bryn Forbes, 0 points, 0 for 4 behind the three-point line. That was his only shots. He's more of a three-point specialist. Connaughton, he really hasn't done a whole lot. He only scored 2 points. Portis with just 4 points. So this is just indicative of a team that kind of has to find a way. Not only does a superstar in Giannis have to figure out how to compete with 2 and 3 other superstars or previous superstars in Blake Griffin, the team itself has to figure out how to get it done as a team when they're just not the most talented. They're not the most talented team. You can't expect Chris Middleton to put up 35 every night. But again, it's a certain way that you can use Chris Middleton, and maybe he has to look to do that. Maybe he has to be encouraged to take that kind of load on his shoulder because there's certain things that Antetokounmpo can't get done. And trying to win games from behind the three-point line is not going to get it done. In my opinion, he needs to try to get downhill, do damage in transition, do some more posting up. I saw it was promising. My knock against Draymond Green not being able to shoot inside the 18-footer, 16-footer, never looking for those types of shots. I have seen Giannis knock down the mid-range shot. Maybe he could add a bank shot to his repertoire, not now, but in the future. But it seems like he can do some different things in the lane. He can post up. you might not be able to score with the step backs and the all of these complex guard skills. But use that length, use that athleticism. He can be physical, but you just can't go out here and basically have. I had a running joke a couple years ago where I can't think of who the player was, but their shot was essentially a turnover. Their jump shot was so bad when they settled for a jump shot, it was really a turnover in my opinion. And I think that's Giannis. You just can't, and Gundy spoke to it. I'm sure Mark Jackson and whatnot, Breen probably. That's just not the formula for this team, not against this team. They're not going to score 83 points probably for the rest of the playoffs in all likelihood. So, again, that's what's making this interesting. Coach Bud is he's on the hot seat the way that Terry Stotts was out of there after that failure. So, we'll see what happens. Another home game coming up. Maybe they can even it up. Maybe they can. But again, their perimeter guys, Forbes, is crucial that those guys knock. Connaughton, it's crucial that this guy knocked down shots. Portis was a pretty decent three-point shooter from behind the line. So during the regular season. So it's a tough ask when you have the type of firepower over there that the Nets have. But it's doable. And this is an interesting postseason for once. Anyway, pay me no mind, sports and entertainment. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great.